It's finally time for some short track racing action here at Delaware Speedway. It is the Castro 500 for the NASCAR Wendy's Cup Series. My name is Colin Denton. I'll be calling the race for you today on RVN. Now let's take a look at the starting lineup. In the front row we have NASCAR Fan 1418 in the Mountain Dew Toyota, and on the outside Alexander Miller in the Lucas Oil Ford. In the second row, Dale Jr. Dude 88 and Marty Johnson. In third row, Zach Campbell and Dexter Black. In the fourth row, Grayson Acevedo and NASCAR number 1. In the fifth row, The Flash and K-Dude 124. In the sixth row, Carson Scott and Colin Lindsay. In the seventh row, Barry Goldberg and Gabriel Wanderley. In the eighth row, Andrew Rich and William Brock. In the ninth row, James McDaniel and Paul Brenner. And in the 10th row, Harry Sora and Matt Johnson. Now the rest of the field is scrolling across the screen. As you can see right now, NASCAR Fan 1418 winning his second pole of the season. He's going to have the advantage heading into this one. As I come around, this is a very short track. As you can see, the green flag is out. We're going to see some tight racing today. Very much a contrast to what we've been seeing the past 3 weeks. We've seen a lot of long, fast-paced tracks, all about 2 miles or higher. Gone from bump drafting to Lowell to Seattle. Now we're here in Delaware, taking on some short track action. NASCAR Fan 1418 leads the first lap. Coming through turn number 2, you can see it seems like the inside lane taking the advantage at the moment. This might be the lane you want to be in as you keep racing around this track. Definitely going to give some drivers the advantage, especially if you qualified on an odd spot. And if not, you better get down there real quick. Taking a look back down the field. 90 laps for this race today. Hopefully we'll see a quick one if we can stay relatively clean. Seen a lot of wrecks in these past few weeks. The high speeds and the tight racing definitely taking a toll on those drivers. NASCAR Fan 1418 and Dale Jr. Dude 88 pulling away from the pack. Acevedo is pulled into third place. He qualified 7th. Now he's made that his way up there. Double file in some places 3 wide coming down the front stretch. Further back in the pack, we're on board Paul Brenner, currently leading the standings. He's been our most consistent driver so far, but he's not doing so well right now. Qualified 18th and dropping quickly, being on that outside lane is not in his advantage. He's going to need a solid run if he wants to stay up there, but he can keep in the chase as long as he stays in the top 35, and where he is right now seems like a pretty good likelihood. He just has to keep himself clean. Big move being made by Harrison Butt to the inside. And they're making it really tight with Dan Bandon and William Brock. Got some intense racing going on already. Going down the back stretch, take a look. The car is going by. There's another one of our winners, Stephen Willie. He is very far back in the pack. He qualified 22nd, and he's already all the way back there. Once you get back to last place, you've got the easy way to the inside line. You can easily make your way up again. It's going to be a gauntlet to the inside if you can definitely take it. On to lap number 9. There we see Dale Jr. Dude 88 has taken the outright lead over NASCAR Fan 1418. Barry Goldberg, another one of the winners. He was the winner of the first race at Bump Drafted. He's running in 4th place right now. So he's having a pretty consistent run. There's the field going by. You can see they fanned out about halfway through the track already. And we got some action right there. Car gets loose, hits the inside wall. A couple cars involved in that. Van Arsdale, Markel, and Campbell. Looks like he was the one that might have brushed the wall. Let's take another look at that incident right there on the front stretch. From the pit road wall. Let's see, there goes Campbell. He just kind of slides in front of there. Not sure what happened. Let's take another look. Turn number 4. It looks like Markel is right behind Campbell. He probably was the one that made contact. Van Arsdale was on the inside line at the time. Became a victim of that. Taking an onboard view of Rampage. Just looking at this whole incident. You can see Markel and Campbell are both sliding up the track. Markel just might have made a little contact with him, and there goes a little contact with Van Arsdale. And then Van Arsdale actually slides back up and makes contact with Markel again. Markel slides to the top lane of the track. That might not put him in a good position as this race goes by. He might get passed up a little bit. See right there goes NASCAR man number 1. He's currently your 4th place driver. He's running in the 5th position. Definitely want to keep an eye on some of these drivers that are looking to get into the chase. If they don't get 16 drivers winning races, they're going to go to the standings. Now NASCAR fan 1418 running in the 2nd position at the moment. He is in 5th place in the points. He's been progressively rising up through the field. Last week at Seattle, finishing in 2nd place. We know that was an intense finish. And hopefully in the way he's running right now, he's looking to make a big run toward the top of the leaderboard. We're going to take a quick commercial break, and we will be right back with more racing action here at Delaware Speedway.
To some people, a number is just a number. Well, not to the ones who cheered it on through 4 championships, or the ones who sweat through every lap for it, and most certainly not the ones who permanently attach themselves to it, scream at the top of their lungs for it, and even decorate their homes with it. No, this isn't just a number. This is 24.
Well, welcome back to some more racing action here at Delaware Superspeedway. Dale Jr. Dude 88 leading the pack. And as you can see, they've filed out pretty much single file. There's a few stragglers out there running in double file. But for the most part, they fanned out pretty well. We're in lap number 24. Dale Jr. Dude 88 with the lead, obviously. NASCAR Fan 1.8 has stayed pretty consistent. So we're not seeing a lot of passing right now. It's going to be a pretty strung out race. We're going to see when they're going to make those pit stops. Pit window, you're looking in the 50 to 60 range is when you're going to start needing to take some gas and some tires. Looking around more for our bubble watch, Alexander Miller running in 39th place at the moment. Not a very good spot, especially when you're running 6th place in the points. He's had some pretty good showings so far in the series. Racing down there, you can see, trying to keep it pretty tight there in the corners. I'm looking to make a move on Colin Lindsay. We'll keep an eye on him later on as well. There's Andrew Rich, running in 7th place in the points, 23 points behind. He's in 22nd place. He's running pretty middle of the pack right now. Well, he posted a 23rd place finish at Bump Draft and an 18th place finish at Well, all the way up in 5th place for last week's race at Seattle. And that puts him in 7th place in the standings. Right now, he's running pretty well compared to the rest of the field around him in the standings. So he needs to keep that consistency up. John Green, running 8th place in the points right now, but 33rd on the track. A lot of these guys trying to fight for position. They're running pretty far back in the field right now, so they didn't have very good luck with where they qualified and possibly where they got position on the racetrack. The outside line being the killer today. The good thing about these guys filing out right now is that it should be easy to make some passes like Alexander Miller looks to try to make on Colin Lindsay. He's our next guy on our bubble watch. 9th place in the standings, but 34th at the moment. He's trying to fend off Miller and as well, just a little bit further behind them. There's Rampage. He is tied with Lindsay in 9th place. But he's trying to keep his performance up. Crashed out of the first race with a weird pit road incident, but has been able to gain some more ground. Caught back up, now placing in the top 10. Seeing a 4th place finish at Duel and a 12th place at Seattle. So there's the remaining of the top 10 field that aren't the guys that won races already. You can see the gap has closed between Dale Jr. Dude 88 and the back of the pack. Might be seeing some lapped cars soon enough in this race. One of the interesting features of the track, you saw the double pit lane. That could be an interesting factor to be seen later on in this. And we're going to take another quick commercial break, and we'll be right back. And we're going to see those pit stops, see how the cars and the drivers handle that. We'll be right back.
Want a race? Ready, set, go!
Green flag is in the air!
And we are back with more NASCAR Wendy's Cup Series action here at Delaware Speedway. Little change occurring in the field right now. As you can see, as they go around, pretty much single file throughout the entire way. Dale Jr. Dude 88 leading the pack. NASCAR Fan 1418 behind him. We are on lap 51. Now we have passed halfway on this very short little track. Get around it about 25 seconds or so. There goes some of the drivers. Take a look at the Flash. He has been running the bottom of the barrel this entire season, but he's actually doing a pretty decent job right now. He's been able to maintain his ground, putting up a solid top 20 performance at the moment. As you watch these cars go around, you'll see the gap starting to close. There goes NASCAR Fan 19. He's at the back of the pack as Dale Jr. Dude 88 just goes by only about 4 seconds later. But these pit stops got to be coming up very quickly. And as long as we don't see any accident, we might be seeing them coming down on the green flag conditions. Barry Goldberg. Coming up against Acevedo and the rest of the front runners. And I think, there we go, Dale Jr. Dude 88 has, in fact, made a move to the bottom of the track, and he's going to be the first one to make a pit stop. It looks like he might actually be the only one. Unless we have some stragglers in the back of the pack. Oh, we've got some trouble. Acevedo has gone around. He was running in second place with Dale Jr. Dude 88's pit stop. Now Acevedo has gone around. He's going to lose so much position trying to get back around to the caution flag. What a turn of events right there. One driver making a pit stop. Everyone else goes around him. Dale Jr. Dude 88 is still in danger of being a lap down. And now we're going to see all the cars come down pit road. And there's the double pit road we talked to you about. You can see Dale Jr. Dude 88 has in fact pulled away from the pit stalls, but he's going to be trapped behind the pace car. Some cars coming in concurrently. All coming in very sluggishly. NASCAR Fan 1418, who assumed the lead. He has taken 4 tires, going to fill up that tank of gas, hopefully. At this point, they're past halfway. They might be able to make it on a certain amount of fuel, and then it looks like Goldberg and Golden have both pulled out in front of NASCAR Fan 1418. They get out there very quickly. It's a very fast pit stop, and it looks like the pace car is pulling back around, and there might be some cars trapped a lap down now. That's the danger of short track racing right there, and you can see there are definitely cars that are going to be a lap down after this. Taking way too long. It's going to be a nightmare to try to sort these guys out. You can see Van Arsdale and Green have both pulled out in front of Dale Jr. Dude 88. I believe Goldberg is your actual leader. He would have been the first to come out of pit lane. Let's take a look at the accident that occurred. You can see Goldberg is actually pressing up against Acevedo right there. And that's exactly what happened right there. Gets the car going around. Makes a short little spin. Puff of smoke. No harm done except to his position right there. Here's an onboard view, full time, and he's latched on him all the way through turn number 2. He sends him going around. Going to take another commercial break. We'll be right back.
The Coca-Cola racing family is a competitive bunch, so when we started getting points, every time we drank a Coke on camera, it became a competition.
Kevin, talk us through those last 50 laps. What was it that got the job done for you out there today?
And when we heard the money would be donated to charity, well, we took it to the next level.
It's really a spectacular display of lightning tonight, but no one is outside to see it. Back to you in the studio, Carol.
All the major indices are up as we near the closing bell, and the S&P 500 is showing.
Lobster, say hi to our viewers. Hello, everybody. Thank you. It was absolutely delightful working with you.
The personal trainer or the other personal trainer. Next on Liquidate.
And a dramatic finish.
Yes, not only do they have to clear the cliffs.
Seeking warmth, the Arctic seals surface to bask in the sun.
The Coca-Cola racing family, doing our part to help those in need.
Well, welcome back to Delaware Speedway. Now, on that cycle of pit stops, a weird occurrence with the pace car managing to get around the entire track before some drivers were finished with their pit stops. So we have several drivers that have gone down a lap as a result of that incident, and we have some that are actually trapped behind the pace car. They managed to squeeze in there before the leaders, but they are still very much close to being a lap down, so that is going to be a very tricky situation for them. We're going to see what happens as a result of that. But at the moment, Goldberg does possess the lead. Pace car's pulled off. We're coming to the green flag at lap number 62 out of 90. As the drivers storm out of the gate. Zoom in right there. There's Goldberg and Golden right behind him. as well as NASCAR Fan 148. Dropped back a couple positions as a result of that. It's really shuffled up the field. Dale Jr. Dude 88, once leading the race, leading the most laps of this race, in fact. He's nowhere to be seen now. But one of the issues these drivers are having right now is that they're all these guys that are on the lead lap are on the outside lane, which is not the one you want to be on. This could give the opportunity for some drivers to make a gauntlet move to the inside and gain some position. And you can see Golden's actually making that move right now. He's making it 3 wide through the turn. And he's got the position. He's taken the lead over from Goldberg. Yet he's still trapped in the middle, but Goldberg is trapped way on the outside. Golden is fighting for position. He's got Smith on his inside, NASCAR Fan 19 on his outside. Now Bandon's going in there, and he's getting really tight right there. He's looking for all the real estate he can, while all these other drivers slipping by. And there goes Golden to the bottom lane, and that is going to be a godsend for him. He definitely needed to make that move. Goes right by Dale Jr. Dude 88, and that's going to put him a lap down. Golden's still got a lot of traffic to navigate, but as long as he stays in the position he's in, he's going to have a good run to the finish. The field continues to shuffle as drivers go by other drivers. You can see Johnson's actually making a move right past Goldberg. Now Johnson's going to overtake Goldberg for second place. McDaniel's on the inside as well, and he's going to take him for third place. And Butcher's coming up behind them. T-Law 48, man. It is just a wild stack of cars coming through. It's a total gauntlet. Well, when I see one car I think swung up the racetrack, might have gone through the grass on the backstretch. McDaniel makes a move underneath Johnson. Johnson goes shuffled up the high lane, and that is not a good position for him. But still, there was something happening back on the backstretch. Right in our turn 3 cam, you can see right in the corner of the screen, one car goes up the racetrack to one of our lowest cars. That would be Harrison Butt, right in front of Saora. Another look. See what happens here. And it looks like John Arndt and Harry Saora might make contact. Saora hits the wall hard. Butt slides down the racetrack and then back up the racetrack right in front of the back of the pack. Bit of a scary situation for them, and it almost could have spawned another caution, but we are going to stay green at the moment. Andrew Golden is your leader, and we are going to be right back with some more racing action.
To a driver, fear isn't going full wide into a turn.
Fear isn't driving into a cloud of smoke at 200 miles per hour.
Fear is not getting sideways an inch from the wall. That's because Ford dominated
last year's Cup Series
with 7 Fords finishing in the top 10.
Top 10, 7 Fords. So fear in the racing world is looking in the rearview mirror and seeing one of us.
If you haven't looked at Ford lately,
look again.
And welcome back to Delaware Speedway. We are hitting the home stretch. These cars racing back, getting ready for the final 12 laps of the race. Andrew Golden is still your leader. He's been pretty dominant against the other drivers. Caught back in the pack, you can see Golden right there. Butcher, possibly 6 or 7 cars farther back in the field. And as they spread out single file, it's going to be hard to make some passing here. Definitely not going to be able to shuffle Golden up the racetrack. If he can stay consistent, well, then he can definitely make a run for the win. I think one of the main concerns about some of these drivers, how much gas did they take on that last pit stop, which might prove to be their only pit stop, but they did try to there was a lot of pit strategy that went into how these cars shuffled on the racetrack, as you see Butcher running right there in second place with Big Daniel right behind them. Some of these drivers might not have taken the full allotment of fuel, trying to get further up position in the field. That's why you saw some drivers beating out NASCAR Fan 1418. They might have taken a little bit less fuel on that pit stop. It's going to be an interesting situation when we get to that point. But at the moment, we're still 8 laps out. Matt Johnson, I'm pretty sure we saw him pretty far up the field in the standings at least. Now he's shuffled back all the way to the last place. I believe he got as far as second place at the start of this green flag run. Now he's back at the tail end of the field. Carson Scott, he seemed to have some good position at the start of the race. He's currently leading this pack of cars, but he is still barely scraping the barrel, trying to stay on the lead lap. He's not actually a lap down yet. However, he is definitely not in the contention for the win at the moment. There's your current leader, Golden. They are all staying very, very close down to the bottom of the track. They're not willing to give up an inch. Take a look right here. You see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 cars between Golden and Butcher as we hit 5 to go on the racetrack. As they come down, it's going to be 4 to go at the line. Huge chase implications on the line. You win, you stay in the top 35, and you're in. This track is spread out nearly 2/3 of the way. Leader car Golden goes by, and it's 3 laps to go. And Golden's making a run. He's making a move to the pit lane, and so is McDaniel. Butcher's not, and he's going around. He's gonna take 2 to go. Holy cow! Butcher takes the lead. 2 laps to go. Apparently, Golden did not have enough fuel to make it to the end. There are several cars actually coming up pit road. Butcher comes around turn number 4. There he goes, taking the white flag. T-Love 48 man, Noah Carr, Stephen Willie. They are all in pit lane. With an apparent miscalculation of fuel, Butcher coming around turn number 3 and 4. What an amazing turn of events. Butcher comes around, and Reese Butcher wins the 4th race of the season. Holy cow. There goes Golden by. He just came off his pit stop, and so is Colin Lindsay. Wow. What a turn of events right there. Let's take a look at the final results. Butcher creeps up the field and snatches the victory. Paul Brenner, once again staying consistent. He's definitely going to extend that point lead now. Barry Goldberg, also winner. He's in 3rd place. NASCAR Fan 1418, high up the field. He's in 4th place. A lot of high running guys in the standings. Huge performances today. Some of those guys we were looking at throughout the race. Grayson Acevedo, he maintained his spot on the lead lap, but he finished 17th, the last person on the lead lap. Dale Jr. Dude 88, 19th place finish. And taking a look at the standings following today's race, Paul Brenner extends the lead over Barry Goldberg. Stephen Willie drops back a little bit after a poor showing. NASCAR Fan 1418 leading the charge of the bubble drivers over Rampage, Miller, NASCAR Fan number 1, and John Arndt. Reese Butcher, after his win, currently 23rd in the points, so he's definitely still in the contention to be in the chase, but he will have to maintain his ground. So, Thank you all for joining us for today's race. I'm Colin Denton for RVN. Congrats to Reese Butcher for winning today's race, and we hope to see you all next time.